Okay, our graphic is up live. Just a second. And here we come to you on camera 2.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. Thank you for tuning in today. I have some very exciting news to show you and to give to you and to show you our fabulous 21 Pro machine. And I have the opportunity to talk to you about it and some of the great features and our promotion this month. It's a continuation of last month. So it's our 21 Pro with our Continuum II Frame. You can get the frame in either 8 foot, 10 foot, or 12 foot. So you get to decide how much room and space you have in your house and choose either one of those sizes and the free light bar. So it's an incredible opportunity to jump into a nice corner that is smooth and easy to use. So I'm just going to jump in and start talking to you about it. I want to welcome Amy. Amy, thank you for tuning in and congratulations on your purchase. She just purchased a 21 Pro with the frame, and so she's tuning in to learn all about it. So hopefully I can, teach you a little bit. So I'm just going to jump in right now and talk to you about, first of all, about the frame. Okay, so the frame, like I said, you can purchase it in either 8 foot, 10 foot, or 12 foot. And 12 foot's very long, but what's nice about a 12-foot frame, if you have the room, you can turn your quilts lengthwise. And sometimes, like we've all known, our quilts get larger and larger and larger as we're quilting because we'll add a border to it or another, we'll put sashing to make it a little wider, and they just grow. So that 12 foot is a nice opportunity to expand and work with your quilt lengthwise rather than widthwise. And so just think about that as an option as you're thinking about your purchase. Then the other thing I wanted to talk to you about is how important the light bar is to your system and what an important feature that is. And I'm just going to go over here and just turn it off and on and show you the difference it makes. Now, it's on casters, which is awesome because you can move it back and forth and even change it to your work table where you're cutting your fabric out and use the light bar there as well. It's an incredible deal and an awesome opportunity to get a system that works really well and is so smooth. And you get that nice quilting space because of the throat. It's 21 inches long. So let me jump in. Besides the frame, you can purchase some accessories for the frame, which are nice. It's the idler bar is a bar that sits down below, and then your take-up bar sits up here in the throat of the machine. That's a nice feature to add to the purchase of your frame. And so think about that. Then you don't have to raise and lower your sides. You can just set the sides and forget about them, especially if you're in a space like me that you have not a lot of area to scoot back around and to roll your quilt. That idler bar, especially with the 21, if you have a smaller throat machine, not really a good idea because you will lose a little bit of quilting area. So it's awesome with the 21. So think about that as well. And then you get a batting, you can purchase a batting bar to hold your batting as well. So those are two features that as you're looking online to think about. And then you can also add the automation. So don't forget about that. That's one of those elements that I'll jump in and talk about a little later on. So now that I've talked about the frame and this awesome new frame, you've got the hand wheel and it's easy to, let me just show you how easy it is to change the settings to roll. So you've got these little ratcheting knobs back here and right here. And if you turn them, see how it loosens it? So now it's unratcheted, okay? And just like this as well, you can unratchet it and just roll. And then you can lock it back into place and you can hear it click when I ratchet it back into place. So those are nice and easy to use, and they don't hurt your hands or anything like that. So nice features. Now we have our bungee clamps, which are included. And right here, you can extend them to hold the side tension. So bungee clamps are awesome. So I'm just going to loosen this just a little bit, but you'll see that you have the stretchy cord right here. And then you can adjust it by pushing down on this button and pulling it. So you can get that nice tension that you want. So those are nice features as well. Make sure that when you have your frame and your machine, that as you're setting it up, after you've got it all set up, wipe everything down. The frames and the machines get dusty. As we're quilting, you have the lint that comes across from your threads that you're using and your fabrics, and so they get a little dusty. So make sure that you don't have to use like a disinfectant or a spray or something like that. Just use water. That will clean it off and not leave a residue so that the lint will rebuild back up on it. But make sure you're wiping it down constantly. This is something that's very important, and you will, as you're quilting, get build up on your wheels. So make sure you're wiping down the wheels on your carriage and getting them clean, and your tracks. They'll last longer, and it'll make your quilting that much more smooth, because as you get the buildup, you'll start to feel it. And you can feel even a little thread because it's so smooth. If you put a thread, you can do the test, behind one of your wheels on the top or the bottom of the carriage. You can actually feel it as you're moving it along. And I can always tell if there's a problem, because as I'm moving it, I'll feel this slight little bump. And I know that there's probably a thread caught around the wheels or on the tracks. So just check it out and make sure that you've got it nice and free of lint and debris. So let me jump into our fabulous 21-inch Pro machine. And what makes it so nice is it's so smooth. It's 2,600 stitches. It's a faster machine. Like I said, it has that 21-inch throat. It's easy to thread, and the screen is a larger screen than our regular 21-inch. And you'll notice that the size is really nice. It's very clear and easy for you to read. And you have specific settings that are very nice. You have your needle jog, which jogs your needle down and up as you go. You can touch the screen. It's a touch screen. You can go from regulated precise to cruise. And now notice that you have a minimum cruise. That means that the needle is going to slow down, or you can speed it up as it's moving up and down. So I'll show you those features as well. And then you could go, okay. And then you've got your baste, where you have your short, your medium, or your long baste. Then you also have manual speed, which you know I love. Now notice that you have these preset settings where you can set your own presets that you like. And just know that you can change the speeds. It's just really easy with the touch of a hand. Who doesn't like a touch screen? We're so used to them now that this is awesome. Now, I'm going to quickly take you back into regulated precise, and I want to take you to the settings screens. On the settings screen, you can adjust the screen brightness. So you can make it a little darker if you like the darker shades, or you can make it a little brighter if your eyes, need that. My mom had glaucoma, and so the darker screen wouldn't work well with her. And so she needed something a little brighter to see. So just know that you can adjust the screen settings, which is nice. You can turn the overspeed on or off. Now the overspeed, when you get your machine, is always on. And the reason it's on, and you can turn it off when you're ready, is to let you know that you're moving the machine faster than the sewing machine can actually sew. So it's nice to keep on till you get really familiar with your machine, and then I'd turn it off because you hate the little beeping noise that it says that you're going too fast. So Yeah, so leave that on for a little bit till you get nice and familiar with your machine. Now you can switch the handles settings from right to left-handed right here. You can change your measurements from inches to centimeters. All you foreign countries that we're in, it's awesome. So you can change that so you have your notifications coming up in centimeters. Now you can change the needle position from up to down. Your needle mode, that's a nice little feature. It's from a half stitch where you push the button or tap on the screen and the needle will go down. Then you have to push it again and for the needle to come back up. Now you can change it from a half stitch to a full stitch where it does a full stitch. So it goes down and back up all at once. So that's a really nice little feature. And then you can turn, if the lights and the glare bother you, you can turn the lights on or off. So some incredible features on in your settings to use. And then you can go to your system information, which will tell you your stitch count and your presets, and you can go back to how many hours you've been running your machine, which is nice for you who are using this as a business, so you know how long you've worked on the quilt and how many stitches, so you can, charge by the hour or by the stitch or by the area, however you want to choose. So those are some of the nice features as well. So I want to take you into another feature that I think is awesome, and that's our help. So we have some help topics right here. We have topics on the control and buttons or what each of them are used for, your stitch quality and bobbin tension. If you're having some struggles, your threading of the machine, I'm going to tap on that, give it just a minute, and then it'll show you how to, it's straight from the manual, so you don't have to go to the manual and ask and thumb through the pages. It's just all right here on your screen. So you can double check the threading to make sure you've threaded it correctly. So really a nice feature. And then once I go back, you have your bobbin winder and you can set it. So it's really nice if you have pre-wound bobbins and you know how many yards is on that pre-wound bobbin. And we do currently sell pre-wound bobbins, so check them out. And then you just put that amount in, and then you'll have the warning. You can turn it on or off, and then it'll, as you're using it, you'll get to the point where the warning will come on, a little red, and then you'll know it's getting just about time to change your bobbin. So, it's time to take a look at it. And so that's a really nice feature as well. So just some incredible things. So let me show you the regulated precise. Yes, I know I've shown you all the other machines, but let me show you how that works. And regulated precise, well, as you are moving and you stop, the machine stops, which is really nice when you're quilting a quilt. You want to come to a point and have a nice crisp point. I love quilting, so I have a hard time stopping. Okay, so I love regulated precise mode. Now, stitches per inch, you decide what the stitches per inch is like. I like to use a higher stitches per inch when I'm quilting with the automation. But when I'm free motioning, when I'm trying to think about a design that I don't know, I will slow the machine down. But if it's a stipple or something that I don't really have to think about, then I'm going to speed the machine up because I'm going to tend to move the machine faster. So speed it up or slow it down depending on how well you know your design and how much thinking time you need. So let's go into regulated cruise. And when I turn it on, I wanted to show you this minimum cruise. So notice how the needle is going up and down. If I tap on it, it goes faster and faster. So I can turn it up and have the needle. And I love cruise for stipples because it just gives you those nice rounded extra stitches in your rounded curves. All right. So that's regulated cruise and the minimum cruise. So you can turn that up and play around with them. Come on, I gave you permission to play around with your settings. I don't want you to stay in regulated precise and 10 stitches per inch. Come on. This is the 2021s we're going into. So times have changed. So make sure that you play around and get to know your machine. And it's really important for you to get to know your machine because then you feel it. And the baste, it just will baste up and down. Baste is something I really don't use that often, to be honest with you, but it's there if you need it. So then I love manual mode. And so because this is a faster machine, the higher the speed, it's going to go pretty fast. So I like to slow it down because like I said, this is a fast machine and it's so smooth. You will love manual mode if you will give it a try. Now it's out of stitch regulation. However, as you move it, you will just kind of become one with your machine and you'll get to know how fast to move it. See, that's pretty good, considering it was out of stitch regulation. Yeah, as I moved it a little faster, my stitches got a little bigger, but that was pretty good. So anyway, that's manual mode. And if you're trying to follow a design that you've drawn on your quilt, manual mode is a nice mode to try and use. It's a little smoother, but like I said, you are in charge of how fast you move it. So make sure you slow it down or speed it up enough to keep up with your movements or slow it down to make it go a little slower so you have that reaction time. Okay, so now that I've kind of gone through the screen, I just want you to see how clean and crisp the screen is. It's easy to read. It's easy on the eyes. There's not a lot of glare, and it's just awesome. So let me jump in and let me just talk about the threading of the machine and how easy it is. I'm just going to pull it forward here. And so you have the dual thread stand because you have the integrated bobbin winder on the machine. So you can have both threads. You can have your top thread and your bobbin thread on there. So if they're two different colors, that's awesome. You can do that. And so you're just going to bring it up over this and bring it from behind the top and wrap it around and go to the bottom. And then you're just going to go to the top hole on this top tensioner. Now this is where it kind of gets, you can easily miss this pulling it between these discs if you're not careful. So make sure that you get it lost between the disc and you'll put it down through this hole right here, okay? Then it's different, okay, than some of our other machines. You are going to put the thread through this little tensioner right here. And then you're going to pull it back behind the disc. And now you're going to pull the thread towards you so that it goes in between these two discs here. Pull it towards you, so you pull it in. Now, if the thread's left on the back and you don't pull it towards you between those discs, it's going to cause problems with your tension. And a lot of new quilters can run into that problem. And so when you're quilting, make sure that you pull it towards you and you feel it go between those discs, because that's what's going to give you that extra little tension. If it's just laying on the back of that, then you're going to see loose threads on the top of your quilt. And you'll know that something's wrong. So look back and check, make sure that you've threaded it correctly and it's not just sitting on the back, okay? Then as you pull it towards you, you'll see this little spring right here, just like on your home sewing machines. We have this little spring, it's a tension spring. You're going to bring it up and over that spring, and you're going to bring it down onto this little tension guide and then up through the lever. And down through, you're going to wrap it around right here. So it's just in between. You're not going to make a knot or anything like that. And then you're going to pull it. Now, this is the other important spot that a lot of quilters forget, because they're not, just like on your regular home sewing machines, you have a little guide that you put your thread through. Well, this is your little guide on your long arm machine that you put your thread through, and you'll put it through and see how it will line you up to the hole in the needle. at the bottom. So that's a really important guide to make sure that you also put it in. So make sure that it's threaded correctly, and you will, just love your machine. So that's how you thread the machine. Not hard to do at all. Very, very, very easy. And so I just want to show you using the buttons rather than the screen, and I'll just put it on. And it's just so much fun. And I want you to put a practice piece of fabric on and just have fun and enjoy it, and allow yourself to screw up and make mistakes. And that's part of learning and growing. It's by learning from our mistakes. Okay. All right. And so that's, pretty much the 21 Pro, and it's so easy, so simple. So make sure that you check out our great special online. I know we have fabulous dealers out there, so give them a call if you have one in particular that you want to work with. Let me see if I can answer a couple questions really quick. And okay. Okay, I will discuss the different feet. Okay, just like on all our machines, we have the same feet for all of our machines, okay? So the first set of feet I want to talk about are 3 or 4 set of feet. And so what comes in with the set of 3 or 4 is a ruler foot that you can use with the rulers, and it has a little higher shank. And Courtney's getting me some so I can discuss them and show them to you. All right, so hang on here. All right, so right here is your ruler foot. And see how it has a higher shank so that it rides along the rulers. And it's a really nice, and now if you want to get into ruler work, I want you to, because it is so much fun. See right there? How it has this higher shank right there. So it has a higher lift so it can ride along and glide along the rulers, and you won't go over the ruler and break it and break your needles. So that's the ruler foot, okay? So it's absolutely fabulous, but you'll need the ruler base to go with it. So make sure that you get the ruler base as well at the same time. Now, in our kit, you also get this open toe. And it's an open toe, so if you're quilting like feathers or design that you have to go back over the same line, this allows you to see that line and stay on it. So that's a nice foot in and of itself. So I just say, why would you want just one foot when you can have all these fabulous feet? And then one of my favorites, my micro stipple foot. I love this foot because it allows you to do small designs and create and embellish a beautiful applique or a block. So this is an awesome foot, and take it out, try it. And you might even like it for free motion because it allows you to see more of the area. So it's a nice foot as well. So that's our 3 and 4 piece set. And then inside the kit, you also get some extra little screws. So if you lose it, and then you get our height adjustment gauge foot, which is really important as you're setting the height of the foot. If it's too high, you'll get skip stitches. So make sure that you use this religiously, and don't be afraid to change your feet. It's really important that you just do it correctly and you're good to go, and you will even enjoy quilting that much more. So that's our 4-piece foot set. And then our 9-piece foot set, let me put that over there. And so our 9-piece foot set gives you all these. So what's cool about it is it gives you a foot that has a little plastic ring, and you get all these attachments. So if you have a quilt that has a lot of seams, our spoon foot is really a nice foot, and you'll just put it on and attach it, and then you're good to go, and it'll just glide across your quilt. So that one's awesome. And then right here, you can, I don't know if you can see, this is our couching foot right here. And you can use it with yarns and thread to embellish your quilt. And then we have our crosshatch foot, our square foot, which rides along rulers to make straight lines. And then we have our echo feet. We have 3 sizes. We have a large, medium, and small echo foot. And it allows you to repeat your design in the different sizes. So if you want to repeat it with small distance between each of your designs, then you'll use the small. If you want to make a larger gap between them, you use the medium, and a really big gap, you'll use the large. So it depends on how fast you want to get across your quilt and get it done. So those are our feet, absolutely fabulous, and make sure that you check those out online. I did show you a couple of weeks ago how to use them. So those are our fabulous feet. Okay, we're leaving. Okay, Pam. Yes, you can leave the ruler base on. However, this, when you're using the 21 Pro machine, it's 21 inches, so you're going to hit this pole. So I wouldn't suggest it. It's not hard to take it on and off. So take it off. When you're not using it, take it off. So if you're doing something free motion without ruler work, it's not going to hit this pole. Now, if you had, say, like the 15 on the Continuum frame or one of the other frames, you could pull the poles out. You have a little bit more distance between where it stops and here. Yes, you probably could leave it on. But if you're using the 21 or the 21 Pro, I would suggest that you take it off. So make sure that, but you can decide, okay? I just hate to see you mess up a design because I told you to leave it on. Okay, so take it off when you're not using it, especially on the 21 Pro. So go ahead. So is there no? Oh yeah, let me tell you about the special. Again, it's the 21 Pro machine. You can have your choice of a free frame, so you can get the Continuum II in either 8, 10, or 12 foot, and you get the light bar. So the light bar, so if you get the 12-foot frame, you're going to get the 12-foot light bar. So don't worry about that. So you can decide what size you want it. So that's the free frame and the light bar with the purchase of the 21 Pro. So awesome deal, awesome special. Check it out online. Call your dealer, ask them about financing, or, make it a special Christmas gift. I know we're on back order. Let me just tell you why. They have been selling like fast. So make sure you get your order in and get your name on one. The reason is they're coming in. There's a little holdup in California at the docks. And so they're coming. They're just sitting there waiting for them to clean up everything. The bureaucrats and stuff like that. So we'll get them here and we're going to get them out the door. We're going to get them to you as quick as possible. So don't let that stop you from getting a wonderful frame and a wonderful machine. So I wanted to quickly talk to you about free motion quilting, just to leave you with some thoughts and some ideas as you're getting started with your little quilting journey, with your new machine and frame. And so I want you to know and understand that, start out easy. Whatever design you can do, if it's just a straight line, do a straight line. If it's little loops all over your quilt, do little loops. It will come. You're not expected to be a professional quilter overnight. I am not a professional quilter. I'm just a person who's passionate and loves quilting. And so I just want you to enjoy it as well. And I don't want you to be pressured to be making the perfect quilt all at once. If we had perfect quilts, that would just be a day of, I don't know. I don't think it'd be that much fun. They wouldn't have a lot of personality in them. I love the quilts that have more of your personality than the perfection of the quilt. So just think about that and it'll come. And so I just wanted you to know that just doing little loops all over your quilt can really enhance a quilt. And if you can only do straight lines, do straight lines. Just move them back and forth. Now, I one feature I didn't tell you about, which is awesome on all of our frames. Right now, you get channel locks. So you can lock your machine into place. So when you get your new frame, make sure you put the channel locks on and try them out. Lock them into place. So you'll lock the machine into place to go side to side. Then when you want to go front to back, you'll lock your bottom carriage into place. And so maybe one of these days I'll show you how the channel locks work. Oh, I have. If you want to see how they work, go and watch my quilt that I did, my strip quilt. So make sure that you check that out because I used the channel locks and man, I flew through that one really, really quick. So just one of the things, I just wanted to show you a couple quilts. They don't have a lot of fancy quilting on them, just real simple quilt. But it really doesn't matter that I'm not a professional quilter. It looks pretty good. So we just did little loops all the way around to enhance the applique on it, and then stipple on the border. And nice, easy little work. And then on this one here, this was fun. I used some of the fabrics on my circles as my guide to my quilting. So I just went around the trees. So that really helped me decide how I would quilt it. So this one here, I just did little spirals. But see, I followed the flowers on this one right here. So sometimes your fabrics can help you decide how you want to quilt it. This one I used a lot of templates, circle templates, and I really practiced my pebbles. And notice, they're not perfect. This is my first free motion quilt. I probably even forgot this section right here. Who knows? I did it so long ago, I have no idea. But anyway, I had a lot of fun and I learned so much. With each quilt you do and you quilt, you will learn so much and you will learn what you like and what you don't like. So just feel free to go and quilt. Yeah, and make it a good holiday. Whatever you are doing this holiday, I just want you to have fun while you're doing it, and make sure you check out the wonderful specials that we have online. If you have questions, please give us a call, 800-264-0644. We're here. We're happy to help, and I just want you to enjoy the next week till we meet again. So any other questions, Bryant? Okay. Just a couple of comments and yes, you can. If you call the 800 number, it's 800. Now, she asked if we could get replacement lights. Yes, you can for the light bar. And so it's Jen. And so, Jen, please call 800-264-0644 and talk to one of our people. And yeah, we'll be happy to help you out in that area. And Lindy says we have the best customer service. Yes, we do. We really pride ourselves in customer service, and we really want to support you as our customer and part of our family. And Pam, good question. Pam, should I loosen the belts if I do free motion quilting? Yes. And let me show you what you need to do. I don't have the belts on. But if you want to email me, Pam, I will show you what you need to do. It's not hard to do, and it'll allow you that movement you need. But it's very important that you not only loosen them, but you take the two ends out on your top belt of your machine. But email me. It's Karla with a K, Karla at Grace, GRACE frame, FRAME.com, and I'll be happy to show you what you need to do, because really important to get the nice smooth movements to disengage the belts, but you don't want to take them all the way out. So that's what I want to show you. And maybe we could talk about that in future because that's really important. So good comments. Thank you everybody for joining me today, and thank you so much for all you do to help the Grace Company be the best. And we truly appreciate you. Have a good week. Bye-bye.